What's up, observers? Welcome in episode 61, third-party observers. John, Austin, Stan here with a special guest, Mr. Kenny Peeler. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you guys?
We
Here.
are doing good. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're on video and you're watching John, he is
He's getting sucked into the
he's
couch.
buried under a bunch of pillows.
Yeah, I am.
He's
Oh,
John's
that's
just
fantastic.
excited to be here.
I am burrowed into the couch.
Yeah, his
get you a
legs
blanket,
don't
too.
quite come out over the edge
They
of the
do
couch.
reach out over. They just
About
don't
6
reach out
inches?
very
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, it's fine.
Listen, it's not
Oh,
my
that's
fault
fantastic.
that I am vertically challenged.
That's what she
It's
said.
true. It is not your fault. You couldn't control that.
Yeah.
That is a very comfy spot on the couch, though. You just kind of nestle in and
Yeah, I'm burrowed in.
Yeah. It's
You
the
get
first show we've ever recorded on a couch,
I know.
so
It's kinda nice.
It is pretty nice.
it's comfy.
Well, Kenny, friend of the show, groomsman of my wedding, belly flop king,
Amen.
and Ohio Wesleyan football superstar.
Definitely. I am in the very last NCAA game. You
Okay.
can
Oh.
What did they
Wow.
what they rate you?
like a 59.
Do you feel like that was fair or no?
It was a little low,
Okay.
but
What,
only probably by about 10 points.
so you think you were about a 49, 69?
69,
69?
Yeah,
buddy.
Okay.
that sounds about right. I didn't know Ohio Wesleyan was in the NCAA football game.
Well, they're NCAA
Okay.
Division III. You have to have some special code to unlock Division III teams, and then you can go play with me.
Oh.
You wouldn't want to play with me
Do you play with yourself often or
every day.
nice?
Yeah. Do you
Part of
still
the
have
daily
that?
routine.
Do you have that game? Do you own
No,
it?
I never owned it,
Oh,
but I did play with myself at least
Yeah.
3 times.
yeah. Are you a little bit annoyed now that like the NIT rules or
NIL.
NIL, yeah. That and they're making a new game that now the players will get compensated for their likeness.
Yeah, well, I think paying college players is dumb, personally, but
Yeah.
I am jealous that if they should back pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have made so much money.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you played
Definitely.
Ohio Wesleyan for
2 years.
2 years.
Now, is it true that you were gonna go pro, but you blew out your knee? Because that's what I heard. But
Well,
or was it your shoulder?
How many
well,
joints did you blow out?
2 joints, but both of them were after my football career, pretty much. So,
That just ended your career, though.
yeah,
career
that's
enders.
what we'll call it. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
It may had more to do with the fact that I was 5'9" and played Division III.
I think we've seen some recent
There-
success in the NFL from
There is-
Division III
There
players.
is one Division III from, I think, what the heck's it called? Mount Union, who won every year.
Who is it?
Some guy.
Oh,
he-
not a very famous player.
Does he
I don't
play in the
remember his
NFL
name.
now?
He's in the NFL.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
He's in the NFL. I think he starts too. if I
Do you
remember
think
right.
that's something our producer could look up or no?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
So you mentioned that you are not for like the NIL deals and stuff and college players being paid. But if you were, playing college football now and you had the opportunity to receive a sponsorship, who are you going after? Who are you trying to be sponsored by?
Oh, back I played line, so the big thing were pancakes. You got to get pancakes, and I had a signature pour the syrup move. So I would probably go in with some IHOP, Aunt Jemima's, except for I think they've been canceled, so whatever
Yeah.
their name is now.
Aunt Jennifer, I think, is
Yeah.
what it is now.
Something like that. Maybe some Eggo waffle syrup or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the pancake king.
Yeah.
How many pancakes do you think you could eat in one go?
Now or back in my prime?
Yeah, both. Back in your prime pancake eat days.
In my prime pancake eating days, I know for a fact that one year we did a pancake a fundraiser thing once, and I think I ate I ate 3 stacks, and I ate around 12 pancakes
Dang.
in about
Dang.
5-10 minutes.
That's a lot of
10
pancakes.
minutes?
How did you feel after that?
Honestly, I felt pretty good.
Went out and played, 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Well, we had practice later.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And I did find it and barf it up or nothing.
That's so much bread.
Maybe that should
Yeah.
have been like your pregame meal before games.
It was. Well, actually, we may have scrimmaged that day, now that you say that. So it was a pregame. Yeah, we did. We scrimmaged later that day. And I had a great pancake on some old guy.
Inspired.
Some
Yeah.
old guy.
His coach.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
Was this
a
the
coach.
longest yard scenario? Was Burt Reynolds
No.
out there?
Well, it was kind of a charity case guy, because he, respect to the feller, was in the military or something and came back to college on the GI Bill, but he was clearly too old and not in the right shape for football. And I think he maybe didn't come back after that.
He said, enough of this guy.
Did you make him shit himself?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. I definitely embarrassed him. Now, funny story about
Yeah.
poop. In practice,
Well, that's what we're here for. If
Yeah.
you've listened to any of these shows.
in practice, on our practice field, somebody let their dog out on the field.
Oh,
and,
no.
there was a pile of poop right by the offensive line, defensive line section, and we were running a double team drill, and this is at OBU, I played 2 years Ohio Wesleyan, and then I transferred to these guys that kind of shysted me, but that's a different story. But anyways, we had a practice season. This is the first year they had football at OBU, and it was a practice season, so all we did was practice and scrimmage. And so there was plenty of people that really had no business being out there. And this one poor cat got paired up with me and our other really good guard, and we pancaked him into the dog poop.
Nice.
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 Was his face? Did his face
yeah.
go in it, or was it?
How
How mean were you guys trying
No,
to be?
because he knew that it was there, and he knew that we were getting him close. And he had the look of fear, like he was about to die.
Yeah.
And he put his hand down. He may have put his hand in it and then
Yeah.
slid on it. I don't remember, but he definitely was in the poop.
Oh, man.
And I still poured the syrup on him.
Yeah. Is that the
funny.
worst thing you've ever done to someone on the football field?
On the football field?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't need to know what the worst thing you've done off the football
Hey,
field.
there's some crazy stories that in the locker room, but
Oh, gosh.
I mean, probably. I kicked some dude in the head once in high school.
Yeah.
All right, and Dominic Sue.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad after that one. I did not feel bad about the poop because that guy shouldn't have been out there, and he ran his mouth like he was good.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
It sounds like he deserved it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We did get some producer knowledge or information about Division III football players on NFL rosters. So
All right.
there's actually 6,
Uh-oh.
7. Only a few that are really noticeable names. 2. Jake Kumaro with the Buffalo Bills, who was with Green Bay
Yeah.
before Aaron Rodgers, said, I really like this guy. And they said, let's send him to Buffalo. And then Dan Arnold.
Tight
He's the
end.
Panthers now, but yeah,
I think he's on my fantasy team.
What's
Dan
his
Arnold.
other cats' names?
Quinn Meaners, Ben Barch, Nicholas Morrow, and Ali Marpet.
The
Ali
Marpet's,
Ollie
Marpet's good. He
Yeah.
plays for the
Buccaneers.
Bucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
I
starts.
never heard of him.
The Minears or whatever. He's the most recent guy that got famous because his belly was out during the.
Oh, he's that guy. He was the guard, or
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you know that. Yeah, both of them from Wisconsin Whitewater. Kumaro and
Yeah.
Meniers or whatever.
That's right. Mount Union and Wisconsin Whitewater, they're always in the finals.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was. But.
So, you mentioned you transferred to OBU. Do you think so? The transfer portal wasn't
No.
really established at that. Does that is the same in Division III or?
I
had
there's
to-
no rules in Division III. I mean, there's poop on the field. So.
No, well, OBU is NAIA. There is less
gotcha.
rules in NAIA at the time.
Yeah.
They're in Division II now, but no, I had to get a hardship thing. I didn't transfer because of football or whatever. They raised out-of-state tuition, and I couldn't really afford it anymore, so that's why I came back because I would have. They won conference that next year and got fancy rings, so I'm a little disappointed, but.
Now, do you think that has anything to do with you transferring, or
No, because they tied for the win of conference, and we would have clearly won by ourselves had I still been there.
ties don't?
They had a tie in a conference championship.
This is why
it
no
wasn't a
one talks
conference
about
championship
Division III
game.
football.
It was, or the division, maybe it was division winners or whatever. They had the same record as Wittenberg. One loss. They lost to Wittenberg. And
Oh, okay.
It sounds like the Big 12 in like 2013 or 14.
Where
Whenever
we had
TCU
co-championships.
well, it's so Division III has playoffs. Everybody but the Division I has real playoffs.
We had playoffs.
Yeah, more than 4 teams.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of 4 teams, did you see that they recently voted against it? It was an 8-3
through 2026,
and it was the people
stupid.
that voted against it was the Pac-12, the Big Ten, and the ACC. Like, I get the Big Ten because they're always going to be in it,
Yeah.
but the Pac-12 and the ACC,
Yeah,
come on now.
Yeah,
You
they need
something
it.
to be relevant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Pac-12 still thinks they're going to get their own.
Well, they've got USC now.
Yeah, got Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll leave. But so yeah, we all played in divisions. That's what it was, a division championship, and if you won your division, you got in usually to the playoffs, and then you could also get an at-large bid. But Ohio Wesleyan did not get the at-large bid. So Wittenberg, even though they were co-champions, Wittenberg got the deal. But what did you ask me to start that?
I think it was about transfer portal.
Yeah, okay, so no. I had to get some type of hardship that released me from
Your obligation.
Yeah, from Ohio Wesleyan, which at OBU didn't have a football program at the time, and I just didn't know for sure what exactly I was going to do. And then it just happened that OBU started it up. So and then it worked out. So I still technically have year of eligibility left if there's somebody out there that wants a washed up old man to get Pancake, because it's probably my turn to get Pancake now.
Now you get the syrup poured on you.
Yeah, you get the dog shit.
I don't know about that. But
What do you think about the transfer portal? Do you like it or not really?
yeah, I like it. I think it does need to be minimized a little bit. I think you should have one kind of free transfer out of conference. I do think it's a little silly to transfer. You know, you don't get to play at Texas, so you go to Texas Tech or something in the same conference. I think that is a little silly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also way silly to be playing for a new school every year.
Yeah.
So essentially, if I was in charge, you'd get 2 free transfers. You get your regular transfer and then your grad transfer.
Okay.
That's how I would set it up. And then if you really felt necessary to transfer again, I think you should have to sit out.
Sit out. Yeah. Yeah, it's been weird, and with all the NIL deals, you know, that complicates things as well, because then it's, are people transferring because they truly want a better place, or is it because of, they've got a more lucrative offer somewhere else?
And what's really sad is, I think it's pretty clear that Caleb Williams is kind of along for the ride for his dad or his parents.
Caleb Williams, former quarterback of OU,
former OU
Now
quarterback,
current quarterback
now
of
USC
USC.
quarterback, probably a different quarterback after next season. I'm sure he'll transfer to multiple schools too to make more money when Lincoln Riley leaves halfway through the season. But
It's not bitter at all.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I just think you're losing college football's losing the teamwork factor. I feel like, like when you're a part. I mean, even in high school, obviously you're part of the team. You want to do what you can for the team, but it's a little amplified on your college team. Like those literally are your brothers, and you're playing for each one of those guys because they've all, that they've all worked hard to be there.
Yeah.
And then now you got some loser that's only there so he could get his 2 free cars, and then doesn't practice hard because he's got all this money, and then here you are giving all your effort for your only small, slim chance at doing anything.
Yeah.
And then it's screwed by some weasel that wants to make more money somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is interesting. So you were at OWU, Ohio Wesleyan.
Great day to be a bishop. Shout out to all my bishops out there.
I'm more of a night guy myself.
What was that experience like? Because you moved away from home. It was the first time moving out, living in Ohio. Where is Ohio Wesleyan?
Ohio Wesleyan is in the small town of Delaware, Ohio, which is about 30 minutes straight north of Columbus.
Okay.
Pretty much. Kind of a small town. Nice, pretty trees.
You're really painting the picture.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an old town. It's kind of similar-ish to Shawnee, but a lot more trees and hills.
Is it like as shady as Shawnee? Like Shawnee is like straight up like not a good town.
Yeah. Wait,
Shout out to all my Shawnee listeners.
Hey, Shompton. Kind of. We call people townies there.
I feel like this is you got the townies in the countries.
Yeah, well, no.
And they're going to have to go to war with each other.
No,
the townies don't know how to dance, and we're bringing it to them.
That's right. Amen.
The townies don't know how to dance.
I feel like this is like is that
Footloose
kind of thing? Yeah.
It was more like they didn't like the students too much because they were mad that we were stealing all their beer. So that's really what it was more like. But it's a little different culture, kind of, a little bit, but not by a whole lot because it is still kind of a country-ish town because it's out away from the city. But people definitely aren't quite as nice, for sure. Yeah. It's They had only 3 buildings had air conditioning there.
Whoa,
because
goodness.
No thanks.
Well, it's only hot for like 4 weeks, and of course those 4 weeks are 2-a-days. So
that helped you trim weight.
And I was it did, because I was lucky to be in the dorms with not air conditioning, and being from the South was miserable because it was like 94 with 94% humidity.
Oh my gosh!
I had to clean my sheets every day, and eventually I just gave up because we were literally the only ones there until the volleyball girls showed up. And so then I
you had to impress a few people.
Hey, man.
That's right.
Girls, man.
Maybe increase some height in your gene pool.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was trying to do back then, for sure. But yeah, like I said, it was real hot for the first 2 weeks of school, and then there was about a month or 2 of nice, and then it snowed. My freshman year, it snowed the day I left for Thanksgiving break, and it didn't stop until about 4 weeks before we got out for summer. There was snow on the ground until about 4 weeks we got out.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah. So what was that like? I mean, moving from Oklahoma to Ohio, being away from family and friends for a while. I mean, were you quick to kind of establish a new community, being in football and fraternity? And
yeah. It was good for me to probably get away from my family. Obviously, I miss my friends, but I think we kept in pretty good contact. I kept in pretty good contact with a pretty good amount of friends from here. But, I made friends pretty quick. I think our first day at practice, we were supposed to do 40s, and I showed up in a tracksuit.
thought you were gonna say overalls like Vince Wilfork.
Well, it was a wrestling singlet. That's what it was.
Oh,
You
nice.
bet.
So it's close, you know, and skin tight like John likes. So you could see everything I was packing. And so that won me over quite a few people right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you're this guy's the funny guy on the team.
Yeah.
And I also would blast Country Boy Can't Survive and Fishing in the Dark.
Oh,
truck.
Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Yeah.
And so there was multiple times where I had a truck bed full of college boys singing Fishing in the Dark, driving through the town, and I don't think they liked it very much. But it was
They're
fun.
like, oh,
Yeah,
here's
he-
these damn college kids trying to come steal our beer.
Yeah, listening to
That's right.
music too
Amen.
loud. It does
Amen.
sound like you were in the town of Footloose.
I'm sure it kind of was. I never watched that movie because I don't like musicals, but that's something else. But, and then I also got in with a group called Athletes in Action, which is similar to
Yeah.
FCA.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of friends through that too. So it was pretty easy for me to make friends. I was in a fraternity, Sigma Phi Epsilon Sigma, there at Ohio Wesleyan Chapter. But I didn't join that till the spring semester, second semester or whatever.
So right before you left.
No, well, I was there a whole year after that. So I lived in the freshman dorms. Basically, I moved into a different room now because my first roommate was a giant douche. And would
That'll do
play.
it.
I'd be gone for like 10 minutes and come back, and he's got my dorm room full of his weird friends playing beer pong on my dressers, soaking all my clothes in beer.
Oh,
Oh, what a terrible roommate.
yeah.
And I think he was mad though because I would pour the syrup on him every day at practice.
Oh, you didn't say it was a teammate.
Yeah, well, he wasn't very long because we
Yeah.
all hated him and we all poured the syrup on him and he quit
Yeah.
and left. But
Too sticky.
Yeah.
so I ended up moving. It ended up working out great because I lived on a futon, and one of my other teammates in just a random nice guy Luke's dorm in the corner, which was a little bit bigger room. And so I stayed in there until douchebag transferred, and then Bobby went ahead and transferred too at Christmas. So then I just lived with Luke in the corner room, me and Luke holding the fort down. And
Nice.
then I moved into the fraternity my sophomore year.
Yeah. So, at what point did you earn the title Belly Flop King?
Well, I had already competed in a belly flop contest here.
Okay.
I think
Is this
multiple.
a common thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've won at least 2 belly flop contests,
That doesn't sound like fun.
and one here, and then one in Ohio.
Did you bring it to Ohio? Were you the instigator?
No, they actually were already doing it. So it's belly flop for Alzheimer's.
Interesting.
Yeah, we were raising money for the.
Yeah.
Do you have to do it more often because they forget when you do the
Yeah,
events?
it's like,
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never
No.
remember who wins.
That's right. That's right. But one of my fraternity brothers' mom worked for Alzheimer's of Ohio or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's where the connection
Yeah.
with that was.
Yeah.
But the news came out to do the story on to raise money
Yeah.
so
This
people would
is a
show
serious
up,
event.
and I was chosen to belly flop on the news live.
Wow.
Okay.
And
Did
my-
you
Oh.
did you tell your parents like, hey, look this up or watch TV
I
at this time?
actually had the link for a while, but I guess the news people got it's like all the way. I can't find it anymore.
Huh.
It was pretty entertaining. One of the volleyball girls was talking to the lady while I belly flopped in my Batman underwear in the background.
So take us
Yeah.
through like what is the perfect form for belly flop to get you to this title, like a win.
I mean, basically, you gotta go flat and just you gotta hit everything at the same time. If you can breathe afterwards, you didn't do it right.
So, is there any training or preparation leading up to belly flop contest?
I mean, I would recommend wearing a cup
Okay.
because
Everything has to hit at the same time.
If
Yeah.
you do it right, it takes you a little bit to get out the pool.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
it's a sacrifice to win. There's
Yeah.
a sacrifice
You know,
win.
it's all for a good Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
That's right.
All for a good
So-
Do you have
cause.
to? Is the size of the splash like a judgment category? What
Uh,
determines a good belly flop?
I never judged. I always competed, but I would assume that they liked the big splash as long as
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, so you didn't know the criteria going into the jump? What
Well,
was
the
going to
judges
score you a
change,
win?
So there's a little bit of outfit factor, I
Yeah.
won one in Shawnee in a penguin outfit
Yeah,
once.
a little bit of fanfare.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
There's a little bit of presentation, but obviously, I lost my second year because I got a little too forward rotated and was a little closer to a dive.
Were you only allowed one shot at this, or like?
Yes,
Okay.
the second year, yes,
So it's all or
because
nothing.
there was more people signed up because of the news.
So it wasn't like a tournament thing where
No.
you competed against one person. It was everybody all at once.
Yeah, and then you could go into different round. So the second year, because of the news stuff, it was much bigger. So there was enough people. We had a first round that was your true belly flop, and then the second round, I think you had to do some type of a flip into a belly flop.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's advanced.
count me out.
And then I think the finals you jumped off the high dive. I think if I remember
The
right.
high dive.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
How high?
Yeah.
Okay, that could like do some damage.
It
know?
could, but I didn't make it that far, so I don't know. But
Well, it's probably a good thing. you
the
didn't make
security,
that
there
far.
was a security guard that come and did it, and he ended up winning because he was in his vest, so I'm sure it
Oh,
helped.
so it didn't even
but-
hurt.
But yeah, basically what happened. So I went ahead and jumped in with my whole
Body.
Batman outfit, pretty much Batman underwears, and I had a cape that was attached to a mask. And what happened was, as soon as I jumped, the mask part come and like covered my eyes.
Oh no!
So I couldn't see. I couldn't correct my athletic body in the air, and I came in a little too more divey. So that cost me.
So your cat like reflexes are dependent on your vision.
Correct.
Yeah.
When you did the penguin outfit, did you waddle up to the?
Yes.
Because that would be
Yes, I did.
So
hilarious.
there's a little pre.
I waddled out there, and then the ref guy was like, "Hurry up, man!" And it's like,
He didn't appreciate
man.
you getting
Yeah.
into character.
exactly. It's like, dude, I'm a penguin.
Have you advocated for belly flop contests to be an Olympic competing event?
No, but I think it would be a great addition to the Summer Olympics,
Yeah.
and I would definitely represent America, no problem.
What do you guys
And-
think about establishing, a commoners Olympics?
Just like a random pool,
The
like
average Joe
you just get-
Olympics.
Yeah, but I mean, you're replacing like the normal Olympic sports with like backyard Olympic sports.
Okay.
Nothing like
Cornhole and
no,
No.
because I'm tired of cornhole. I'm tired of the people.
well,
the,
what kind of activities are you talking about?
belly flop contest.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all we want to see. We want to see Kenny in his Batman
Yeah.
outfit
Amen.
Yeah.
doing some belly flops.
I still have it, I think, pretty sure.
Yeah, that's not something
There's
to
a
throw
picture
away.
out there somewhere with me diving in my underwear, so I'll see if I can find it.
So, how would you describe Choctaw to when you went to Ohio? How did you describe where you lived?
There literally was people that believed that we still rode horses and lived in teepees.
Yeah,
What?
I
I
remember.
am not kidding.
One of my grade school teachers from Choctaw telling me that, like, she went to New York and people from New York thought that as well.
Yeah, they literally thought in 2011 or late 2010, 2011 that we rode horses
Yeah.
and lived in teepees.
do they just think technology doesn't get east or west of the Mississippi?
Yeah, well, that's even today though, you got a little bit of an elitist attitude out there, like they're
Yeah.
better than everybody.
Well, I think that's.
But the South will rise again,
Yeah. Yeah. What now? Do you consider Oklahoma the South or the Midwest?
South. We're south of Mason-Dixon. I don't care what kind of geographical idiots we all are. But
Yeah, because that's always kind of interesting because
It's placed all
I
over.
feel like we kind of have both cultures represented here, but I always just kind of say we're more Midwest.
see, but Ohio's technically Midwest, and how is the whole center of America the Midwest? It makes no sense to me.
See, I always kind of assumed Ohio was like north because it's like
But they're
pretty far up
not.
there.
They're
I always
considered the
wondered why we
Midwest.
called it Midwest anyway, because why don't we just call it Central
middle?
America? Yeah, Central, and then you just have
America, yeah.
West. I mean, like maybe Midwest would be like Colorado. That seems
Yeah.
to
See,
be
I don't
appropriate.
disagree with that.
But
What if we just called it? Yeah, we call it by the time zones. Like you got
Central.
the east,
yeah,
you got central, then you got the mountains, and then
then
you got
Pacific.
Yeah.
Pacifics.
Amen, John.
that's right. Start a
Bringing
movement.
knowledge.
Backyard Olympics, new time zone names.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did you feel about Choctaw? Like, I mean, growing up, did you want to get out? Is that what?
No, I mean, I'm proud of Choctaw.
Yeah.
I was happy to be from Choctaw. I mean, I sound like I should be from Choctaw. So, I mean, I'm a hillbilly, but not really. I'm a sophisticated hillbilly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Choctaw sounds more rural than
Yeah,
it is.
really
I mean,
is.
it's
Yeah,
just a
especially
suburb.
now. Especially now. I don't know last time you've been back, but
Yeah.
they've got a Walmart.
Big time. You
Not
know?
just a Walmart.
We also have a
Super
Taco
Center.
Bell,
They've got a Walmart, an Arby's, a Wendy's, a motel.
Starbucks, right?
I think it's coming. I don't think
You
it's
know
there
what?
yet.
You know
It
this might be the
Yeah.
next New York City.
Well, I've heard people call it the next Edmond.
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
pretty big
So,
deal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not a bunch of idiots out there, but like people think. But I'm not ashamed to be from Choctaw.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be from Choctaw.
well, that's where you live now, right?
No,
Right.
I technically live South Oklahoma City, South Side.
Represent.
Yeah. I thought you were more Del City, but
I'm technically Oklahoma City.
no.
Okay.
If I was north of 240, I'd be Del City. If I was south by another mile, I'd be Moore.
Del City's existence is something I just kind of, blip from my memory because it doesn't seem to have a place. How do you know when you transfer from Midwest City to Del City to Oklahoma City? It's all the same.
Travel at night and you'll figure it out.
I mean, Del City does have our favorite Chinese restaurant
That's true.
in there.
What?
Mandarin Garden.
Mandarin Garden
There it is
represent.
there. I was a Canton Palace guy, but it's closed
Yeah, just down the street.
Yes,
Closed
it's
down
close.
because of
Yeah.
COVID.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know
Coming back.
Okay.
Sad.
Do you have any distinct memories from growing up in Choctaw that regularly pop into your mind?
Uh,
Or do you try to block out growing up with this guy?
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, sure, I've got some memories, I guess, but not like I mean, if you bring them up, I'll probably remember them. I guess.
You got any? You got any good and embarrassing stories about Austin or?
Yeah, how did we
That's what
become
we really,
friends?
really want to.
I don't really know.
Did you pour the syrup on Austin?
Yeah,
Push him in
well,
dog shit.
apparently, I was kind of a bully, which I don't know if that was the case of Austin or not. But
That's why you guys
the-
got along.
Yeah.
You're probably bullies together.
the other Austin Davis,
Oh,
and
he was so
Garrett
easy to bully.
Watkins, and I guess somebody else. I guess I gave them all wedgies and ripped somebody's underwear off via wedgie. So they befriended me out of
Fear.
fear. So
If I don't
Yeah.
become Kenny's friend, he's gonna beat me up. He's gonna give me
So-
wedges.
Yeah.
He's gonna pour syrup on me.
Well, yeah, so you're 2 years older than me.
yeah, I'm an old guy.
And so it was because what'd you say when did we become friends? I mean, you were a junior maybe? And I
Yeah,
was a freshman?
probably. Yeah, something like that. I mean,
Because we weren't friends in junior high.
no, I didn't know he. I probably. I mean, I assume
Yeah.
we met through church would be my guess first, and then, yeah, we probably become more friends after that. When we were in high school together, I guess barely, but
Yeah, I mean, you were the person who we would go to the gym together after school every day and work out. You were the person that got me into lifting weights.
nice. Sorry
Which-
that I destroyed your body that way.
Well, I don't lift weights anymore.
Amen, brother. I still do barely.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any embarrassing stories about me? I feel like I was pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I got one, and it involves softball. You ever seen anybody get a concussion playing outfield and softball?
No,
No.
was he
Well,
not paying attention. He just got
Austin-
beamed in the face.
Austin slipped on the smallest little weed and fell.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was from you hitting your head or the ball hitting you in the head, but you were definitely concussed.
Yeah.
And we didn't really figure it out for another inning or two after.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
during the
it was
actual
several. I had several at bats.
I'm assuming you struck out every time.
No, I know I got on base at least once. I don't
Once.
remember the other time, but yeah. So I was playing right field,
Yep.
and there was a pop fly, and I was dog of the podcast has entered the scene. And so I was running to it, and I was not wearing cleats. I was wearing
Pumas.
Well, that's your problem.
Pumas or Nikes, something
No,
like that.
Pumas,
But
I
they
remember vividly.
they were not new, and so all of the traction on the bottom had worn off. And so whenever I stopped to get under the ball, my feet came out from under me, and I landed on my head. And then it was several innings later that they were like, "Austin, do you have a concussion?" Because I would just be sitting in the dugout in between innings,
Yeah.
waiting for my turn to bat, and it'd be like my turn, and they'd be like, "Austin, Austin, it's your turn." And I'd be like, I just get up and waddle out there. Yeah,
Yeah, he definitely got a little more woozy as it went, for
Yeah.
sure.
and then there was
Yeah.
another game.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
we
They didn't
let
let
you
me play that
that.
time.
Once we
That
figured
was
it out.
the first and only time I played church league softball.
Yep,
Turned you off after that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not getting a concussion for
Yeah.
this.
that was a good story.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah. So, when did you start pursuing physical therapy? So you're a physical therapist assistant.
Correct.
Physical
Correct.
therapy assistant.
Physical
PTA?
therapy assistant. Yeah, PTA. Not to be confused with a physical therapy tech. Okay,
I didn't
have
even know
much
that
more
exists.
schooling,
Yeah.
much more
Well, 'cause,
knowledge.
like anyone can be trained to be a tech, right?
You don't even got to be trained.
Oh,
Just walk in and
It's
like,
like-
you're
You
a
can
tech
walk
now.
in and
what does
you
a tech
can-
do? So what do you do? What does a tech do?
Okay, so I'm gonna talk trash on one company real quick.
Let's hear it.
Hopefully your lady don't work for them, but there's a company called PT Central,
Yeah.
and pretty much every one of them are illegal because
Illegal.
they allow their techs to pretty much perform the entire treatment.
Oh.
Techs are technically only allowed to get ice packs, cold packs ready.
That's it.
How boring. Why
Essentially.
would you even hire that person?
It sounds like
But-
someone
well,
an after school job.
I know. Well, it is. It's normally somebody for high school that does it. But here's the deal: we don't have techs at all at McBride or at the one I work at, and it may seem like it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but making an ice pack or a hot pack literally can save 5 to 10 minutes, and that adds up over the day. That's a lot of charting.
Well, when you're
that-
doing
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
many,
Yeah.
if you're working with as many
So
clients, as,
it makes a big difference. And then they clean the tables. There's a lot of stuff, especially with COVID, there's a lot more cleaning that we have
Yeah.
to do. And that takes a lot of time. So a tech would be nice, but that's pretty much what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Unless you're right there, you can technically have them do some E-stim or something if you're right there kind of guiding them.
Yeah.
But
So
they
the-
shouldn't be on their own.
yeah,
Now, I, as a PTA, can do everything that a PT can do except for evals, discharges, or manipulations.
yeah.
So, like chiropractors do manipulations, while PTs
So you can't
technically
manipulate
can't.
people into
To paying
getting
you more
therapy?
money.
Technically, I can't. Technically, I can't. If I'm being directly supervised, then I can. Or I can get you in a position, and if you still cavitate, that's okay, because that wasn't technically my goal.
You're using a lot of terms that I don't think people know.
Pop, cavitate, pop. Essentially the same thing. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm just throwing.
Not-
See, I'm from Choctaw, and I'm
Yeah.
a hillbilly, but I'm a sophisticated
Yeah.
hillbilly. I said that already. So.
He went to school. He knows
Cavitate, not to
He
be
is
confused
educated.
with decapitate.
Not decapitate, just
That would be
cavitate.
unfortunate.
So you're like
Cavitate.
adding heads, not taking
Adding,
heads.
yeah.
You're not
yes.
a hitman. You just pop joints.
Yeah.
Just on occasion.
On occasion.
So has anything gross ever happened when working with your clients?
We get a good fart every once in a while,
Same.
and some of them are, they're always
Yeah.
at like the perfect time where it's just all of a sudden it's just quiet, and it's like from some little sweet lady, and you're like, oh my gosh, and you
That's
got to walk
fantastic.
away because
Is it because they're so relaxed?
sometimes we're. Sometimes they're getting up incorrectly, even though we try to correct them all the time, and they're getting up and get a little boost,
Yeah. Little jet fuel.
Yeah, I did have one patient that clearly pooped himself,
Oh no!
Oh, nice.
and I had to clean the table after.
Oh.
That's why you need a tech.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And we get our fair share. We deal with a lot of workers' comp, and I don't want to talk too bad on workers' comp, but there was one poor, and she was a sweet lady, but she clearly lived in filth, and she smelled bad and had animal poop on her clothes when she come in, and we had to like separate her from everybody
Now,
because it stank bad.
Could you refuse service because she's not like clean?
Technically yes, kind of, but it kind of looks bad, so we left it more up to the doctor, and there was documentation that the doctor said you do need to shower before you come, which then kind of made it a little worse, because then not only did she still kind of smell like normal, but then there was a bunch of nasty perfume, cheap perfume on top of it to cover it up. But yes, technically we can fire or refuse service, but it's kind of
Is it called firing?
Yeah, technically you can fire a patient, sure.
Huh.
Interesting.
I guess it is kind of. Is it contracted or
More
prescribed?
Yeah,
I
it's more
suppose.
prescribed. So, but most of the time we don't. You got to be pretty belligerent for us to refuse treatment.
So, and you're outpatient, right?
Outpatient.
So you're getting more like
Old
workers'
people.
comp or also like sports injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, my specific clinic that I work at is an occupational health center. So we almost strictly do with workers' comp, but we do still get occasional athletes more from like the Mustang Yukon area, because I work off Meridian and Reno. Then they'll come there. But like for some reason we treated a couple Iowa State and a Kansas State athlete before, but I think they lived in Mustangs. I think that's what the deal was. And they were there on break. But we don't see Medicare at my location because we're not Medicare. We don't have sprinkler system in our, so.
Oh, is there like certification
That's
process?
a weird
maybe it's a
regulation.
fire hazard.
Well, yeah, that's part of why we can't see Medicare, because,
The old
even though
people
we're
might blow up.
outpatient orthopedics, and you should be fairly high functioning when you come see us, and 98% of the people we see can walk themselves right out the door if the place caught on fire. But so we could technically see them, but we wouldn't be able to charge.
Gotcha.
And we're all about making money. So
That's right. Capitalism.
Yeah.
So the only super old people are the crazy ones that are still working.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have seen a few 70-year-old ladies that are hard-nosed, old-school ladies that work.
Yeah.
And they do much better than some of these young whippersnappers that are just there to
That's awesome.
get off work.
Yeah.
So is sports what you think kind of made you interested in choosing this? Is that what you were always kind of hoping to be?
No. Obviously, my original dream was to be an NFL All-Star Super Bowl winner. But when I stopped growing at 5'9", I realized pretty quick, probably not. I did want to be somewhat physical science related. That's my degree from OU's exercise science, with an emphasis in athletic training and personal training. As y'all mentioned, I had multiple surgeries. My surgery on my shoulder happened while I was at OBU. I was done with football at that time, though, I'm pretty sure. And I wasn't exactly sure if originally I was more leaning towards athletic training.
Yeah.
But going through that therapy process, the PTA there was like, I think you'd make a great PTA. And so I looked into that. And so once I graduated from OBU, I worked 1 year as a lowly tech. And
Cleaning up the
then
shit
Yeah.
and wiping off the tables.
yes,
nice
but
back.
also at the place I worked at, they kind of let me do more stuff than
Oh.
I was really legally allowed to do. But since they paid me, I won't throw
Yeah.
them under the bus too much. And then one of the guys there went to PTA school and was able to kind of get me in at SWASU, and that's how. And then I clearly I know for a fact that I could have been a PT, but that's a whole doctorate degree on top,
Yeah.
which is 3 more years and a bunch of money.
Yeah.
I wanted to make money, and I really was tired of school at the time.
Oh,
So SWASU's program was a 10-month accelerated program.
Yeah.
So I knew I could hammer it out for 1 year, be done, and
Yeah.
be making money. And
So
that's
did you
pretty
get your
much-
full bachelor's and then you went and got your PT?
Yeah, so at the time, and still currently there, but I think it's about to change soon. But at the time, it's really hard. It's still really competitive to get into those schools.
Mhm.
So essentially, you had to have a degree already,
Yeah.
a bachelor's degree, to get in. And there was even one guy with a master's in athletic training
Yeah.
but he was from Texas, and they can it's a little easier for them to do a dual
Oh.
thing like that. So, and his company was paying for him to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Because I got an associate's. It was kind of fun. We all made fun of it because it was kind of backwards, but we all got an associate's. But the main thing is, you got to pass that. You got to get that degree to sit for the national board exam, and then you got to pass the board exam, and then once you're pretty much set after that. And so, hey, who really
Yeah.
cares that you got a degree or not? It's
Yeah.
the fact that you
Yeah.
have that license. You can look me up on the medical board website and see what kind of trouble I've been in or not. But my teachers wanted me to go on. There is a bridge program, and
Yeah. Do you think you might do that in the future?
oh, I've thought about it, but it's kind of an ordeal too. It's almost easier just to go back. You know, there's a couple of my classmates that went ahead and went to OU and PT school right now. Big John, who was an MMA fighter and fought during school.
Dang.
That's cool.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
convenient. If, you can have your your classmates.
Exactly. I tore my ACL while
Yeah.
I was in PTA school, and which was kind of ironic because I did pass all my ACL tests, so I really believed that it wasn't torn until I had my embarrassing softball moment when I swung really hard and was on the ground and whiffed really bad, but it was because my knee gave out because I had no ligaments left.
Concussed.
I wasn't concussed.
Yeah.
I was just going off pure muscle strength because I still was strong from my playing days. 575 team record, no big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. Throw that out there. But that's how I got into the PT world.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy it,
Yeah.
even though I know I'm smarter than some of the PTs I've seen out there.
Yeah.
You can
And
always go back and finish
I
that.
could.
well, your wife is PT as
She's
well.
a doctorate of physical therapy. She was a
Yeah.
nerd, a little
Yeah.
more than me.
You said nerd?
Nerd, yeah.
That's funny.
She liked school. She's the clinic manager at Action Physical Therapy, Midwest City, so you can go see her.
So you guys are at different clinics,
Technically, yeah.
same company but different.
No.
clinics, or-
She's in a whole different company.
Oh.
I work at
So
McBride.
it's not
More than technically.
Yeah, what?
I work at McBride, but she technically works at McBride some too. My boss had a big neck surgery last year, and we needed some help covered. They have Friday afternoons off, Katie's clinic, our company.
Oh.
So she would come help us.
So she contracts with McBride.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
She was your boss on Fridays.
No.
Oh.
She was my cohort on Friday.
She's only the boss at after
She's on-
work.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
After hours.
So
Gross. She calls the shots.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so we always end these interviews with quick fire rounds.
Okay.
So they're just kind of weird random questions. And they're kind of gut answers. So,
All right.
but some of them we may get a little bit deeper and we'll see. First one, what is your spirit animal?
Panda.
Nice. Is it because they're kind of clumsy and they're
Fat and lazy
Yeah.
okay? Yeah.
and cute.
I do follow like multiple panda accounts on Instagram. So
Amen, brother. I also like platypuses.
Do you just like the letter P?
No,
Is that what we're going for?
no. I've always.
What do
liked
you like about the
platypuses.
platypus?
Is it because you watched
It lays
Phineas and Ferb?
It lays. No, I've never seen Phineas and Ferb. What's that?
Perry the Platypus is on it.
Yeah, it's a cartoon for kids.
Oh.
They have a pet platypus.
Well, I missed that one, but I don't know. It's just an interesting combo of a duck beaver with fur, and it lays an egg.
So it's kind of freaky, and that's why you like it.
It's like one of the only two marsupials that lay eggs, right, instead of live birth. I'm pretty sure, something like that.
Yep.
That and
I don't
a
know.
chinchilla or something like that. Something
Is it
else
a-
lays an egg.
Is it chinchilla?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I thought platypuses were the only ones that laid eggs, but
Maybe it is. It
I'm
might
not an
be.
expert.
I don't
I have
know.
no idea.
I
Remember,
mean, they wear dope ass fedoras.
I am from Choctaw. So.
That's a Perry the Platypus reference. All right. Let's say you were granted the power to resurrect one celebrity from the dead. Who would you choose? You're putting a lot of thought into
I
this.
know.
I mean, I guess you only have one.
Abe
chance.
Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln.
Okay.
That is not at all who I thought you would go for.
Who did you think he was going for?
Chris Farley.
That would. I
I
mean,
feel like you're a big Chris Farley fan.
I am a big Chris Farley fan, but
I mean, I'm not sure how much longer he would.
exactly.
Well, if
he
he
probably
came
died
back,
right
but,
all
you know.
over again.
All right. Do you have any opinions on the Russia-Ukraine situation?
Well, I mean, I would hope that they don't invade Ukraine.
It seems like it's a foregone conclusion that they are going
I
to.
know. Yeah.
Are they not already in Ukraine? That's what.
I don't think they've taken it over yet, technically, but
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Why do you think that Russia is so keen on taking
It's a
Ukraine?
foothold for their next
Their next
their
move.
next plan,
international
yeah.
takeover.
yeah, I think Russia likes living on the edge. I think they always like testing the boundaries. Obviously, they're always testing positive in all their sports.
Yeah.
So I think they're always just testing the waters to see what they can kind of get away with.
If we can wrestle bears, we can invade Ukraine.
Yeah.
No big
Wrestle
deal.
bears. I think they ride bears.
Yeah, there's no telling.
Okay. What is a skill you wish you had?
Is height a skill?
Nope.
Dang,
it's not really something you can practice.
dang it.
I practice being tall.
I wish I could play an instrument, probably, I
Yeah.
guess. I used to play
What
the
instrument?
cornet back in high school, but I'd rather be able to play the guitar or
Yeah.
something.
The clarinet. Is that what you said?
Cornet.
Oh.
What's the cornet? What
It's
is
a small trumpet.
that? Okay.
Come on, you uncultured
Uncultured
swine.
swine.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about music.
It's a small
I
trumpet.
remember. Okay. So in grade school, what school did you? Oh, you went to Life
I went
Christian.
to Life Christian Academy, everybody.
Yeah. So
Yes, shout out LCA.
So at my elementary school, they like right before or in sixth grade before you go into junior high, they would bring in a bunch of instruments. The junior high band director would come in and they'd bring a bunch of instruments and you would all get to practice. And then they were really trying to see who could they recruit to be in the band.
Yeah.
Not this guy. I could not play a single one. And
Not even the key, the xylophone.
I could have done
Triangle?
that, but they were like, "What's the point?" I mean,
Tambourine.
I don't think they brought those. I think they just brought the brass
Ah.
instruments. But then, as I reflect on it, it was just like you sat down on an instrument, and then that you would just pass the instrument. Everyone was just they weren't cleaning these things.
No.
Yeah, man, you was getting COVID 2008.
Yeah.
Probably on that.
Yeah, it's probably why I haven't gotten it. This go around. It's
That's
because I
Your
got
immune
it
system has
then.
been boosted.
Amen,
Yeah.
brother.
Okay. Which of the following creatures do you wish were real and alive in our world today? Bigfoot, megalodon, or centaurs? I told you these would be random.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, really, I'm kind of glad none of those are alive.
Megalodons are real.
I guess I would go with Bigfoot.
Yeah. Any big reason?
Nope.
Nope.
He's got a big foot.
Yeah.
Something else to hunt.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Last question.
Would you hunt it though?
Sure.
Okay.
Now, do you think you would hunt it, or do you think it would hunt you?
It would.
Wow.
Because I think the tables could turn.
Very
My, how
in
the
that
turns are
situation.
tabled. Remember, I am the syrup king. I'll go pour syrup on Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you could pancake Bigfoot.
Want to bet?
I think the myths
I mean, what,
the myths are that they're
575
pretty
school record, right?
pretty strong.
575 school record.
That's right. Yeah. How many years ago was that?
10.
Is that all?
Yeah. Bigfoot trains every day. He ain't stopping.
Hey, man,
Brian never stops.
I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Nice. All right, last question. You've been given the Infinity Gauntlet
Okay.
that you can use to solve one societal problem. What do you use it to do? Or do you use it?
Yeah, I would cancel all social media.
Nice.
What
You don't
you
have
doing?
any social media now, do you?
Yeah, I'm on the FaceBase and the
Oh, you have Instagram.
Gram and the Snappies, but man, and just snap my homies, crazy, weird, random stuff.
Yeah, pictures of your poop.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Do you do that?
Doo doo.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pretty good one.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest problem with society today. We're just too worried about what people think all of a sudden, and we got to look like we're better than we are.
Holding it all together.
Yeah,
Most people aren't.
everybody.
Yeah, let it hang out.
Everybody's got something going on.
Same brain.
Just hang
And it
some
doesn't
brand.
necessarily mean it needs, because there's the crazy people that put everything on
Yeah.
Facebook
Yeah.
too, and it's like, bro, you need a friend group
Yeah.
to talk about that too.
Well, they've
Not
got
weird.
637 friends.
Yeah, well, I think I've got over 1,000, I think, still, and I don't remember
Big
but
time.
Yeah.
about 12 of them, so.
Yeah.
You do keep popping up on my Facebook about someone that you know. And I'm like, I don't want to be friends with Kenny on Facebook. I don't want to be friends with anybody on Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right, John.
I mean, it's no offense to you. I just don't want to be
Oh,
on Facebook.
I am very offended.
That's fine. I don't really care.
Well, we were talking about on the drive-in today that we were, me, John, and producer Amy were all planning on just deleting Facebook
Yeah.
out of nowhere. Just, what's the point?
I mean,
Yeah.
if it weren't for this podcast, we would delete most of our social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Facebook's only good for birthdays, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I check every day to see.
Yeah.
And
And
you
they
know,
tell you
most
what
days
weird
there's
thing you were
somebody
doing 10
that I
years
don't
ago.
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There was some funny stuff that popped up on my timeline just the other day on Valentine's Day that I thought about sharing, but I'd probably get in trouble by my wife because it involved girls from early college life before her.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny.
Is she going to be upset that you talked about, trying to hook up with some volleyball
No,
girls?
she knows.
Is she even going to listen to this?
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
Nice.
She does listen to podcasts.
Is she a true crime podcast person?
Yeah. She likes
it's
to.
like that's their audience is like
Women.
women.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I don't really care about true crime. Like
Yeah. Producer Amy's theory is that it's to protect themselves from being the next victim.
I don't know.
They
She's
can see the patterns.
Katie's
They know when
had
it's coming.
multiple dreams. That one dream she was getting attacked by ninjas, and instead this at our our house. I was gone, and so she just went outside and laid down in the flower bed.
Was the flowers going to hide her? What was the
No,
strategy?
there was
behind
nothing. There was nothing
Yeah.
in it. She just laid down in the empty flower bed and let the ninjas take her in the house.
So the ninjas were in the house. She went outside, laid in the flower bed.
Yeah, and then they
they're
came
like,
outside and then
"Get back
they
in there."
left, and that was the dream.
Huh.
What a great fight that
Yeah.
she put up from all those true
I mean, what are you
crimes.
gonna do against a bunch of ninjas?
I'm a ninja, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's my secret skill that none of you guys knew about. But like
Kenny,
Beverly Hills
do you have any fighting dreams?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Like dreams where you're fighting people?
oh yeah. I still have dreams. I do, sometimes, and Katie makes fun of me, but sometimes I have dreams of great football plays that I've been in like 4 or 5 football fights. And I can remember 2 of them really vividly right now in my mind. And I wish you guys could see the video picture playing in my mind. Because one of them was in high school, which you may have been there for.
I didn't play football.
I know, but you might have
Oh.
been in the stands. So, and Gina Stepanek got mad at me, and one of her teachers got mad at me but then as soon as she was getting on to me about it, one of my buddies' dad was like, "Yeah, KP, that was great, man. I love the fire. because I pancaked this dude, and then I pancaked him so good that he got up and then made the tackle down the field.
What?
Because our running back, this isn't a scrimmage. So I caked him, and then whoever it was passed, and then they like stopped, and then that guy got up and went and tackled him. So he was talking trash about it.
Yeah.
So then I caked him again, but this time I kept driving him with my head in his chest on the ground. I was scooting him along the turf.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like blind, kind of
Blindside?
Yeah. Pretty much same kind of thing. And I'm just pushing him along like, if you can just imagine, my feet are churning, but my head's in his chest, and he's laying flat on the turf, and I'm just driving him down the field. And then so I just whistle blows, because I never talk trash. I just poured the syrup on you. I didn't need to talk trash.
Talk trash. I just pour syrup.
Exactly. So I'm turning around and I'm back. I'm heading back, and this dude comes from behind me without me even looking, and is like swinging. So I turn around and ripped his helmet off, and then I was getting like carried off by like 8 people. I don't know. And there's just a massive scrum, and everybody's all proud, you know. Everybody's fired up. Yeah. So it was great. And then a similar thing at OBU in practice, there was this one dude, again, another trash talker that I caked all the time. All the time. I caked him again. It's kind of the same deal almost, except for I might have punched that guy maybe. I don't know. Then all of a sudden there's just we were at the bottom of the dog pile, and then all of a sudden we're not at the dog pile. It's like moved, like the whole team. It's like a whole team, because we all like hated each other. OBU was not a great football team. We all hate each other, and it's like moved. So then we're jumping back on with different people, and me and Kim rip each other's helmets off, but we actually liked each other. We're like, and so we just kind of looked at each other, and then went back with some other people, you know, because we were supposed to. Because it was an offense versus defense fight is what was going on, and he was defense, I was offense. So, and so that was great. But so I remember those fights in my mind, and then sometimes my dreams I play them a little bit different. Like, man, I really wish I would have punched this dude in the face a little more.
You control your dreams.
Yeah, you're a vivid dreamer.
Sometimes,
Okay.
yeah. And then there's dreams.
He's Inception.
What's that called? Lucid dreaming?
Yeah, and then there's times where, you know, I'll be in a fake NFL that never happened and fight people, and there's people that's made me mad that I'll fight in my dreams too, and I picture it in my mind. It's kind of like, do you remember in Sherlock Holmes when Robert Downey Jr. is like calculating his mind?
Yeah,
what's going on?
exactly. The hits and everything.
Similar to that,
Yeah. Nice.
And sometimes they kind of play out in real life, but then my nice side comes over, and I don't really fight them. But
Are you still fighting people?
yeah, I fight people in my dreams.
Physical therapy? Oh, no. I thought you were talking about like, in real life, you know, sometimes it comes out.
Yeah, well, there's some sure. I mean, most of my direct coworkers are dudes, so yeah, sure. There's every once in a while where it's like, dude, I just want to punch you in the face,
Yeah.
and then get over it, you know. But instead, we just call each other dicks or something like that, and move on. The next day, it's over.
Nice.
Well, now you can't fight because then like you can go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, there's actually real
Yeah,
consequences.
people have gotten too sensitive
Yeah,
about fighting.
I would not be good in jail. I'm not like Oscar.
It's a solid
Mr.
office
Martinez.
reference.
Oh.
Well, Kenny, it's been fun having you on the podcast.
Yes, thanks for having me.
It's been good. And any final comments anyone wants to make?
No,
Any last little quips people want to get in?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode 61 of Third Party Observers.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media. Twitter at Party Observers, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Third Party Observers, and give us a follow, rate our podcast, do whatever you want, except just make it all be positive. So,
Check out Kenny on FaceBase.
yeah.
Or NCAA, the last version.
Yeah.
Unlock me.
NCAA.
If you can get your
2012.
hands, no, it's 2014, I think.
I'm number 56.
Yeah.
You got to put me in, though, because I'm second string.
Right, and you've got to find the code to get unlock the
Yeah.
division. You've got to do a lot of things to make this work, but
But it's worth it, I promise.
Yeah.
I had 7 tackles and a sack that season.
Wait, I thought you were on offense.
I was a I played.
He forgot
So
what's
good.
All right.
At a
Well, we're trying to hang up, but so I went as a center. Our center was a senior. He's really good. I was second string behind him. Something happened with a bunch of defensive linemen didn't show up, and they said, "We need more defensive linemen. You're very fast, and you have strong legs. Will you give it a try?" I said yes, because I played linebacker in high school. So I played,
What? You played linebacker in high school?
Yeah, I played both ways.
On varsity? You played linebacker.
My senior year, I pretty much only played center.
Okay,
But
that's what I remember. Because I was like, I cannot.
I
picture
played
you as a
varsity
linebacker.
some as a sophomore.
Okay.
At linebacker.
Well, that makes more sense.
But I'll wait.
Anyway,
So I played both technically, but so yeah, I played, and then mainly I just kind of rotated every once in a while, give the main guy a break. But then he was hurt for a couple weeks, and I started at a 3 technique. And then my sophomore year, our center that year towards ACL about 3 weeks in, and then I finished the season starting at center.
Okay. See, I was just thinking sabotage. Like,
Yeah.
ha
No.
7 tackles and a sack.
No.
it's no wonder why OU, never won is because
Yeah.
their center was tackling their running back every play.
Yeah. We did set when I was back on offense. We set the record amount for passing yards and receiving yards in the same game, and whatever. I don't know if it's D3 or just our conference or division or whatever.
Nice.
But we put up like 700 yards of offense.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you can do the same on NCAA 14.
Number 56.
56.
Number 56 for Ohio Wesleyan Bishops. Right?
Battling Bishops.
Battling. Oh, sorry.
Put some respect on it.
Yeah, will do. All right. Well, that's going to do it. We'll get out of here. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.